Hey guys, it's Brandon here, and we are on site today in sunny, beautiful North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Now, we're on site at the Tilghman Beach Racquet Club. In today's video, I'm going to take you inside of a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit right here. We're also going to hop into a profit and loss statement, breaking down your gross rental income, all of your operating expenses, and of course, your profit and loss. Next, we'll hop into appreciation. If you time your sell right and you buy low and sell high, just how much money you can make in appreciation over a 10-year hold right here at the Tilghman Beach Racquet Club. We'll also dive into your depreciation, just how much you can write off on your taxes each and every year by owning and operating a North Myrtle Beach oceanfront condo. Now, we'll look at variance. We'll look at other gross rental income numbers here on site of other 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom units, so you can have an idea of what's going on in the rental market here at the Tilghman Beach Racquet Club. Now, you got to watch the video through to the end because I want you to make a savvy investment decision. Guys, I don't want you to make the pitfalls and the amateur mistakes that first-time investors make. So I've chocked this video full with everything that you need to make a savvy investment decision. So please, watch it through to the end. And don't miss the attractions section of the video where we hop into why your guests want to rent right here at the Tilghman Beach Racquet Club in our market because of all of the great attractions like Barefoot Landing, Broadway at the Beach, Medieval Times, you name it, we're going to cover all that with you. Now, guys, watch the investor playlist on the channel. There's a must-see, must-watch investors playlist. I interviewed Gosha Cook, who owns 24 properties, 15 of which are oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach. Now, she spills the beans on the things that you need to know to make a savvy investment and owning, operating, and running these oceanfront condos. She's very conservative. She bought her condos cash. She's very different from Matt Freeze, who I interviewed also. Now, Matt owns 11 oceanfront condos. He's a risk taker. He's a lender by trade. Man, he made $1.4 million in profit on 8 oceanfront condos over an 8-year period. He's crushing it. And he spills the beans on all the tricks and the trade and the secrets that you want to know about when owning and investing in oceanfront condos. And finally, Rufia Nigro. I interviewed her. She owns over $10 million worth of Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos, but she lives in Florida. Now, you want to know why? You got to watch the video. So please check out that investor must-watch playlist because it's filled with the nuggets and the information, the truth that you need to make a savvy investment decision. Now, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, drop me some comments. I really enjoy getting back to you guys. I'll do my best to answer all of the comments that come through myself. Your questions really help me make great content. So please, takes you a second, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I don't want to hold us up any further. Let's get into the video now. You'd like to invest in an oceanfront condo at a beach resort. I'd like to show you how they make profit and break down all their expenses so you understand how they operate, how they appreciate over time, and how to choose the right property manager for your goals. I'd also like to let you know what your HOA includes, how the location best services the tourist booking your unit, how your tourist can navigate the area to the best attractions, restaurants, and local events. I'd like to give you a market report on the resort that you're checking out today so that you make savvy investment decisions. And if you stay tuned until the end, I'll show you my top picks for the units that have appreciated the most in our market or generated the most gross rental income. So no matter if you're a first-time investor, a seasoned professional transitioning into the real estate game, or simply a casual investor who wants to buy an oceanfront condo to rent out while you're not using it for vacation. Whether you've got 15% to pay down because you're financing or you're a cash buyer, if it's an oceanfront condo you're after, you'll be better because I'm aiming to give you a 10 times return on your time for watching this video to the end. All right, guys, we're on site today right here in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, just outside of the Tilghman Beach Racquet Club. Guys, we have several buildings that are on the oceanfront side of Ocean Boulevard, just across the street here. Now, right next door, we have the Ashworth, a massive Oceanfront Condo, a resort. You can see much further down the way there's a Wyndham building just across the street and several other oceanfront condo or resorts. Now we're on 2nd Avenue. There's really nothing but parking just across the street here, as you can see. And there is a non-oceanfront side of the Tilghman across the street with several other buildings, as you can see here. And it stretches down this block. We're going to get over there and check out some of the on-site amenities at this side of the Tilghman as well. Now, a little bit further on down the street to the left, Tilghman's right here, guys. Further on down the street to the left, we have the Avista Resort, as you can see. Let's see if we can get that sign. See Avista right there? Pretty massive beachfront resort. Can't wait to film that one. They've got their parking deck just across the street right there. Now, let's get in here and check out the Tilghman. Let's see if these people are going to let me cross this street. There we go. Okay. Now, guys, April through September is the peak of the peak is the peak season in our market. That's when you'll make 70 to 80% of your income in our market. It's super seasonal. Now, April through September, Thanksgiving and Christmas. Matt Freeze dropped a bomb on us, and he let us know, hey, if your unit's top notch, June, July, and August, you should make enough money renting that unit out to cover all of the operating expenses for the entire year. So you gotta watch the must-see interview with Matt Freeze. He drops all kinds of nuggets like that. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can enjoy and increase the passive income of your oceanfront condo through the 20 to 22 million tourists that visit the #2 vacation destination on the East Coast each year. Not only can you enjoy the equity paid for by visiting tourists, but you can also anticipate the over 100% appreciation experience at many of the oceanfront resorts in our market during the recent decade. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can depreciate them, reducing your overall tax burden, keeping more money for you and your loved ones, and ensuring unnecessary taxes aren't paid. Let's get in unit 204 right here at the Tilghman Beach and Racquet Club. Now, as soon as you come in, there is an exterior little entranceway here, which is pretty cool. In this door, they have their washer and dryer set up with cabinets, beach chairs, all the stuff that you need to make your guests happy, of course. As soon as you come in, you have a bedroom immediately straight ahead. To the right is the entryway into the rest of the condo. This is your first bedroom, as you can see here. It's very simply set up with natural light, flat screen TV. You have your own restroom and vanity in this unit, or in this suite, you'd call it. Now, your owner's closet is here. Kitchen is here. Dishwasher, stove, microwave, refrigerator, the full setup, as you can see. And a nice little view there. Dining room straight ahead. And it flows effortlessly right into the living room. Mirror. Hi. All right, flat screen TV, couch, tables, chairs. Now that's cool. The moneymaker, the balcony, has a little swing on it, which is nifty, as you can see. It is also screened in, which is not a common feature you see on a lot of oceanfront units. It will definitely protect you from mosquitoes. All right, we have a little nook right here, pretty cool. Little bar area. We have the master this way. Now, of course, nice full-size bed, nightstand, closet, and your own restroom, vanity, mirror, lighting, and a shower, as you can see. No tub. Now, your moneymaker, your own private balcony for the master, which is a very nice touch, as you can see here. There's your other balcony there. This is not screened in, as you can see. And look at that, sand and ocean, and lots of people on that beach. All those people pay for oceanfront condos. Pretty cool, right? North Myrtle Beach is jumping. All right, guys. So the master has its own balcony, which is a very, very nice touch, as you can see. Now, for our last bedroom, there's a bathroom here to the left, bedroom straight ahead, tub shower combo, vanity, mirror, tiled for the wet areas. That's where your HVAC handler is and your water heater. And then we have 2 double beds here. Very simple setup, natural light. And that technically is, that's that entranceway that we came in where the washer and dryer is. Closet in the corner there. Guys, that pretty much wraps it up for this unit right here at the Tilghman Beach and Racquet Club. In this video, I've shown you the resort, explained the property, and given you a walkthrough of the property. But next, I'll cover the accommodations and amenities offered by the resort and give you a walkthrough of the amenities so you can see why tourists choose oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Then I'll discuss on-site versus off-site management so that you learn how to maximize profitability on your unit and avoid the pitfalls other investors have made. Then I'll cover what your HOA fee pays for, how your resort's location creates a convenience for tourists that keeps them coming back for our attractions, restaurants, and local events, and also how your tourists can navigate the area. Next, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Let's see Tilghman here, beautiful landscaping. Let's see if I can get up this way. All right. We got an entrance right over here. And they got some great on-site amenities here. Not the same as a full-fledged oceanfront resort, but there are end users, as we learned with Gosha Cook, for every type of oceanfront unit. Plenty of place to sit out everywhere. Nice 6-foot pool. As you can see, you got the cabana set up, lounge chairs. There is a 3-foot little hot tub just right here. And then, of course, there's one more setting, a little 1.5-foot hot tub just right here. All right, now we're going to come right here off the pool and head to the beach access. Showers here, of course. The setup is a little bit different than your standard oceanfront resorts you see in Myrtle Beach. It's definitely a different layout, a little bit different of a setup. But rents all the same. As you can see here, I'm just about to show you that oceanfront demand. Look down that beach, guys. And then we have people this way. On this side here, as you can see, all down that beach, oceanfront demand. Sand and ocean, though, right here at your feet. Now, on-site versus off-site property management, very simply, guys, you always want to self-manage. You do not want to hand your profits over to a property management company. Plus, if you're serious about building a robust portfolio, well, guys, guess what? You taking the helm and doing this the first year or two is going to provide you with the experience that you need in order to better understand your investment and your money. So that way, when you do hand it off to a property manager, you'll know what to look for if they're doing a good job or not. Additionally, no one's going to manage your property like you are. And I will tell you, if you're thinking to yourself that you don't have time because you have a full-time job and you can't handle anything else, then you're wrong. You need to get focused. You need to get self-disciplined. You need to get serious with yourself about your future and your retirement. Now, here's the deal. Matt Freese owned 11 oceanfront condos, and he owns a mortgage brokerage. He's got a full-time day job and manages his oceanfront condos from his phone and his laptop. Gosha Cook owns 15 oceanfront condos, 2 commercial properties, and a long-term rental. Manages them. She leverages technology. She also owns a property management company and has 110 doors that she's responsible for. The point is that, very simply, lots of people are managing this type of rental right from their phone. They're syncing their calendar with their cleaning lady's calendar. And, she's going and cleaning that unit. They're handling guests through automated text messages and emails right there on the platform. It is not rocket science. You can completely run this from your phone and your laptop. And you can be out of state. Matt Freese is out of state. There are plenty of out-of-state investors that buy these condos and manage them all the time. Do I run into a lot of husband-wife couples that do this? Absolutely. If that's you, give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because this is the fastest growing area out of the 150 most populated areas in the entire United States for the last 3 years in a row, according to U.S. News and World Report. This helps to insulate our market from many of the ups and downs that the rest of our nation's real estate market experiences. This can help you have a more stable rental property. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because they have a tremendous upside when compared to money market accounts and the stock market, due to the appreciation they earn and the potential of higher annual yields through their gross rental income when compared to these other investments. Money market accounts and the stock market don't have the upside of added appreciation. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because while our prices have risen and have held their value, we're also much cheaper than other places like Florida. Where else can you go and find an oceanfront condo for as little as $100,000? If you're getting into the real estate game or expanding your current portfolio, the bang for your buck is sitting right on the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina oceanfront. So, do you think the Myrtle Beach market is oversaturated with vacation rentals?
It's not oversaturated. The saturation has always been here. They can only build up. All right. There's not more beach. They've always been short-term rentals for the last, how many years?
Years and years and years and years and years. And I'm super glad that you said, it's not saturated, because they've always been here. Basically, this is not something new. This might be new to you as a viewer or new to you as an investor, but in our market, people have been doing short-term oceanfront rentals for years.
What's new is being able to cut out the middleman. You can cut out the front desk. You don't have to use on-site property management. You can use Airbnb, use VRBO, and you can manage it yourself.
Yeah, technology's really enabled you to cut out that middleman. So, I recently heard somebody talking about, the Airbnb market is on the downturn. Doom and gloom. Well, guys, I don't foresee people not liking the beach anymore. It's like right. The mountains. Like, people like the mountains. People like the beach. That's not going to change. And as long as the ocean's still here and the oceanfront condos are still here, people are going to keep renting these just like they've done for years and years and years. In my opinion, I feel like it's, with the historical evidence that we have backing it up, in my opinion, it's a very safe investment for a proactive investor.
Right.
Yeah.
Now stay tuned because coming up in the rest of the video,
I'll cover what your HOA fee pays for, how your resort's location creates a convenience for tourists that keeps them coming back for our attractions, restaurants, and local events, and also how your tourists can navigate the area. Next, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Now, your HOA fee right here at the Tilghman Beach and Racquet Club is going to include electric in the common areas, water and sewer, trash pickup, elevator service, pool service, insurance, manager, rec facilities, legal and accounting, primary antenna cable TV, common maintenance and repair, and pest control. It is not going to include electricity in the unit, which is why I included that in the breakdown on a cash and a financing scenario purchase. Additionally, people have questions about insurance. The HOA is going to cover the exterior building insurance. That's going to take care of any storms or hurricanes or flooding or damage to the exterior part of the building. Your HO6 insurance is going to cover the interior condo stud to stud. So you're covered both ways. If something happens to the exterior part of the building, the HOA fee that you pay for every month covers it through their insurance. If something happens inside the condo through your HO6 policy, you are covered. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories. Here are the attractions that create the strongest draw for your guests. Now, Barefoot Landing in North Myrtle Beach is a vibrant waterfront destination that seamlessly blends shopping, dining, and entertainment. Now, set along the Intercoastal Waterway, this expansive complex features over 100 specialty shops and boutiques, offering everything from fashion and accessories to unique gifts and coastal treasures. Culinary enthusiasts can indulge in a diverse array of restaurants, including the upscale Greg Norman Australian Grill, the lively Lulu's Beach Arcade and Ropes Course, and the family-friendly Crooked Hammock Brewery, known for its craft beers and relaxed atmosphere. Entertainment options abound with venues like the Alabama Theater, showcasing musical performances, and the House of Blues, hosting concerts and events. Now, families can explore attractions like Alligator Adventure, one of the largest reptile facilities in the world, or enjoy seasonal events like Summerfest and holiday fireworks. Whether you're seeking a leisurely stroll, a shopping spree, or an evening of live entertainment, Barefoot Landing offers a memorable experience for visitors of all ages. Now, the Greg Rouse Legacy Theater is a premier entertainment venue that offers a unique and intimate live performance experience. Founded by acclaimed entertainer Greg Rouse, the theater showcases a variety of shows, including the popular Music and Memories series, which features a world-class cast and band performing beloved songs from past decades. Each performance is 100% live and changes nightly, ensuring a fresh experience for returning guests. The theater has been recognized as WMBF's Best Show of the Grand Strand in 2024, highlighting its commitment to quality entertainment. With a seating capacity of 800, the venue provides an intimate setting that fosters a sense of community and connection between performers and the audience. In addition to its diverse musical offerings, the theater honors military personnel and first responders with special discounts, and during the summer offers promotions such as 2 free child tickets with the purchase of an adult ticket. The Greg Rouse Legacy Theater stands as a testament to Rouse's dedication to creating memorable, family-friendly entertainment that resonates with audiences of all ages. Pirates Voyage. Now guys, they are doing acrobatics. It's a red team and a blue team of pirates, and they are jumping in the water. They are playing with fire. They are getting all of the guests involved. It is a dinner show, and while you're having dinner and they're serving you great food, they're getting you involved in what they're doing. It is a lot of fun. Your kids, your family is going to enjoy it so much. You don't want to miss the Pirates Voyage. The Alabama Theater, nestled in North Myrtle Beach Barefoot Landing, has been a premier entertainment venue since its inception in 1993 by the renowned country music band Alabama. Celebrated as the #1 live entertainment theater in the area, it offers a diverse array of performances that captivate audiences of all ages. From February through October, the theater showcases its signature variety show, Iconic, a dynamic production featuring a blend of country, pop, rock, and Broadway hits, complemented by state-of-the-art visuals and choreography. As the holiday season approaches, the venue transforms to present the South's grandest Christmas show, a festive extravaganza filled with traditional and contemporary holiday music, dance, and comedy. Throughout the year, the Alabama Theater also hosts an impressive lineup of guest artists, including notable names like Josh Turner, the Oak Ridge Boys, and Jay Leno, ensuring a memorable experience for every visitor. With its commitment to high-quality performances and family-friendly atmosphere, the Alabama Theater remains a must-visit destination for those seeking top-tier entertainment in the Grand Strand region. Now guys, the House of Blues in North Myrtle Beach, located at Barefoot Landing, is a premier entertainment venue that combines live music, Southern-inspired cuisine, and vibrant atmosphere. Established in 1997, this 59,000 square foot facility features a 2-level music hall with a standing capacity of 3,500 and seating for 500 people, hosting a variety of concerts and events throughout the year. Now the venue includes a restaurant and a bar that offers signature dishes like voodoo shrimp and jambalaya, alongside craft cocktails and an extensive beer selection. Additional spaces, such as the deck, provide outdoor seating with live music and happy hour specials. With its unique blend of music, food, and art, the House of Blues offers an unforgettable experience for visitors and locals alike. The Carolina Opry Theater is right here in Myrtle Beach, not North Myrtle Beach, but it's close enough to North Myrtle Beach for you to go. So basically, it's a premier entertainment venue renowned for its high-energy variety shows that blend music, comedy, and dance. Founded by Calvin Gilmore in 1986, the theater has been a cornerstone of Myrtle Beach's live entertainment scene, offering performances that feature a cast of over 35 talented artists. Notable shows include the award-winning The Carolina Opry, the nostalgic Time Warp, and the festive Carolina Opry Christmas Special, each delivering a unique and captivating experience. The theater's luxurious setting, equipped with state-of-the-art lighting and sound systems, ensure an unforgettable experience for audiences of all ages. Recognized as a top attraction in Myrtle Beach by CNBC, the Carolina Opry continues to be a must-visit destination for visitors seeking top-tier entertainment along the Grand Strand. Now, for all you golf enthusiasts, you do not want to miss Barefoot Resort and Golf. Now, it's right there in North Myrtle Beach. It is a premier golf destination featuring 4 championship courses designed by renowned architects Greg Norman, Davis Love, Tom Fazio, and Pete Dye. Now, each course offers a unique golfing experience. The Norman course showcases 7 holes along the Intercoastal Waterway. The Love course incorporates recreated plantation ruins. The Fazio course is nestled among lakes and trees, and the Dye course presents a challenging layout with native grasses and white sand features. The resort provides a variety of accommodations, including golf villas and yacht club condos, and offers stay-and-play packages with seasonal specials. Conveniently located near Barefoot Landing, guests have easy access to shopping, dining, and entertainment options, making it an ideal destination for both golf enthusiasts and vacationers. Azalea Sands Golf Club, guys, located right there in North Myrtle Beach. As you can imagine, it is stunning. Now, it's an 18-hole par 72 course designed by Gene Ham in 1972. Known for its wide fairways, well-bunkered greens, and strategically placed lakes that come into play on 8 holes, the course offers a pure golf experience without residential distractions. Recent renovations have enhanced the clubhouse, pro shop, and dining facilities, providing a welcoming atmosphere for all golfers. With 6 sets of tees accommodating various skill levels and amenities like a putting green and chipping area, Azalea Sands is a must-visit for those seeking a relaxed yet engaging round of golf in the Grand Strand region. All right, guys, the Arcadian Shores Golf Club is technically located in Myrtle Beach, but it's close enough to make it work for you. Is a classic Rees-Jones design that has captivated golfers since its opening in 1974. As Jones's first solo project, the course masterfully integrates natural elements like live oaks, strategically placed lakes, and 64 bunkers into a challenging yet enjoyable layout. Stretching 6,857 yards from the championship tees, with a par of 72, it offers a test for low handicappers while remaining accessible to players of all skill levels through multiple tee options. Notably, holes 2 and number 13 have been repeatedly recognized among the Grand Strand's Dream 18 for their memorable design and strategic demands. Recent renovations, including the installation of a Sunday Ultra Dwarf Bermuda greens and a new clubhouse, have enhanced the playing experience, solidifying Arcadian Shores' reputation as a must-play golf course right here in Myrtle Beach area. Okay, so now speaking of oversaturation, we were just talking about how competitive our market is. Now, you would say that Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is a competitive market?
Yeah, it's a competitive market. Well,
Yes and no?
Yeah, yes and no. For the Airbnbs, there's a lot out there, but it's not that it's oversaturated. It's there's a lot of people you can choose from now, and basically, and that's where I focus on making sure my units are nice, and so that way I want to be one of the first ones to get picked.
That's right.
I'm still renting no matter what. It's just, do I want to rent at the top dollar, or do I want to rent at the bottom dollar?
Exactly. And so you're saying that the remodel that you've done on your units, that's what empowers you to be able to ask for the full price, to be top dollar.
Right. And it's not even that ask. It's more like you get chosen earlier, right? You get chosen quicker. You get chosen at the higher prices, because when people are scrolling, it's anything you can do to make that person stop scrolling and say, I want to stay at that unit.
Exactly. So when those when those pictures pop, there's, it's highly contrasted. You got beautiful pinks and teals and, all the right furniture. It's modern. It's great. Obviously, that stops somebody from scrolling. That'll stop them right there in their tracks.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you obviously want to get picked sooner rather than later, and you want to have that you're booked up for the next 30 to 60 days. Isn't that what everybody wants? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and what's weird is there was a shift that people aren't booking in advance. They're booking 1 to 2 weeks out now, and a couple years ago, I would be booked 30 to 60 days out. No matter how nice my unit is, I'm not booked 30 to 60 days out.
And it's so funny that you say that. You're the third investor now that I've talked to that's mentioned that very same fact to me. I had a guy, he owns a unit, I think it's a 1-bedroom unit there at the Caribbean, and he said that for the month of July, he only had 1 week booked rental, but everybody else booked last minute, and he was booked every night of the month.
Oh, yeah.
But it was all last minute rentals.
I think with, I think the economy, the unknown, people are waiting to the last minute to say, hey,
I'm going to spend this money.
Yeah, do I want to spend the money? Do I still have my job?
Now, do you think that there's any credence to the whole last minute, catching the last minute person and getting them to pay a premium for it because it's last minute? That whole pricing strategy.
So there's a possible. I think the thing, what makes it hard is a lot of people do basically the waterfall effect. As you get close to the date, they're lowering the price. So now, your competitors have a lower price than the next guy.
Yeah.
So they're lowering it, trying to fill up at the last minute. So people might be getting better deals waiting for the last minute.
So you got to stay competitive.
Right.
Okay.
Now stay tuned because coming up in the rest of the video,
I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. I'm excited to talk with you about appreciation right here at the Tilghman Beach Racquet Club on 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms over a 9-year hold. Now in 2016, if you would have purchased the low cheapest unit that was a 3-2, you'd have paid $228,500. You fast forward to 2025, the highest unit sold for $530,000. The secret here is, and you're probably asking, well, why low and high? Why would you buy low and so high? Because you stand to make the most money. Savvy investors buy the cheapest property that is the underperforming unit, remodel it, make it a superior unit, collect great gross rental income and profits on it, and then sell it 5 to 7, maybe even 10 years later after it appreciates very, very well. That's the strategy. If you would have followed that strategy here over a 9-year period since 2016, that's $301,500 in appreciation. Guys, that's $33,500 a year in appreciation, in addition to annual profits, in addition to tax write-offs, in addition to being able to use your oceanfront condo to save on your vacation expenses. Man, where can you make that kind of money on an investment? I know where. North Myrtle Beach Oceanfront Condo. Let's work through what other units are making in gross rental income right here at the Tilghman Beach Racquet Club. Guys, unit 324 pulled in that $40,000. Unit 321 in 2024 pulled in $47,369. Unit 308 in 2024 pulled in $41,108. Unit 301 in 2024 pulled in $34,275. We do have an average gross rental income of those top performers of $40,688 with a variance of $13,094. Now that variance is your highest gross rental income number. You subtract out your lowest gross rental income number. And you can use that variance to kind of compare how close in grouping are those gross rental income numbers for these oceanfront units performing. The closer they are, it shows you that there's strong demand that is equalized across all the units here, which is why they are performing similarly. If there's a large gap in that number, that means that there might not be great demand. There might be 1 or 2 units here that are performing really, really well. In other words, people put superior products on the market and took the lion's share of the market here at this particular resort. Either way, it's a measure that lets you kind of compare resorts one against the other. If one resort, has a variance of 15,000, but another has a variance of only 6,000, it might be safe to say that the one that has a variance of only 6,000 is a much healthier resort with a stronger brand and a better reputation, and there's more demand for people renting those units. Now, people are always curious, why do some units make, 14,000? There was a unit here that made 14,000. I did not include it in these numbers. There were some other units that didn't do so well. Well, it's a lot of factors. The biggest factor is, in my opinion, the person running the unit. If you have 2 CEOs, one's a Fortune 500 company CEO and one is a mom and pop CEO, who do you think is going to run that business better? The person that's all in and super committed, that is living this thing daily and, marketing it on Facebook and joining the travel groups and posting their condo and telling friends and family about it, or the person who buys a condo, passes it off to a property manager, and then gets upset when it doesn't work out so well. So there's lots of reasons that we could speculate as to why the gross rental income numbers are different. I can tell you that there are several factors like a strong sphere of influence, regular marketing, a superior remodel on the unit, great marketing where you're marketing on multiple platforms. There are lots of reasons why properties do well and why other ones don't do as well. It's just that simple and that easy. Totally. But at the same token, if you're just looking purely at the financials, then why would you pay another $100,000, $200,000 to get into an oceanfront condo investment when you can just come to Myrtle Beach and make the same money? Right. Now, I was talking to an investor that told me that, and this is more recent, he was telling me, like, you can't make money in Florida right now. Like, the insurance costs have risen so much that their oceanfront condos are not profitable. You know anything about that?
Well, across the board, everyone's insurances went up.
Yeah, but ours, like Compass Cove went up like $82 a month.
You're right.
Now, I did find there was a place in Barefoot. It wasn't oceanfront. It was called Water's Edge. It went up $470 a month.
Oh, wow.
That hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a huge jump. But I'm not seeing that across the board here. Have you experienced that in your condos?
Not that big of jumps, but the insurance definitely went up. They're still profitable with the increase in insurance. But I think Florida's problem is the demand drove the prices higher than the rental income can make.
Support it, yeah.
Right.
They're hitting their ceiling, basically.
Right. For at least, especially in the Destin area, in the Panhandle area, you have a lot of the oil money, and so people are coming from Texas.
Oil money, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so people who are making money in Texas, Alabama, in that area, that's where they're investing, and so they're not looking. A lot of those aren't looking to make a profit. They're looking to, hey, where do I stick my money?
It's a tax haven. Now, what's the secret about concierge services? All right, guys. Well, the point is to have concierge services. I once had a client that was featured in Forbes magazine. She had a unit over at the Sea Mist Resort. She made $33,000 with this unit. It did have a nice jacuzzi jet tub. She offered these packages to her clients, and it drove the gross rental income of the unit up. Basically bathrobes on the bed, rose petals, towel swans, chocolate, a gift for him, a gift for her, vacation packages. And you could do them themed, of course, for people on their honeymoon and stuff like that. It's an excellent offering. You set up a direct booking website. They go right to your website. You have 3 packages, a $500, a $1,000, a $1,500, and they all include more things. And for the convenience of all of it being planned, in other words, you bought tickets, you contacted your cleaning lady, you gave her $100, and you had her go go and order all this stuff for you. Order tickets to Pirates Voyage for 2. Dinner show, get a gift card to this restaurant here for 2, get tickets to the country music festival, and all the little things, all the little different things that it'd be super simple and super easy that people want to go do in our market. Well, if you go ahead and take care of all of that, you've got it set up in a nice little envelope. It's sitting on the nightstand for them. It's on the counter as soon as they walk in. They've got a concierge experience, and they're going to have an excellent time on their vacation, and they're going to come back, and that's going to build repeat business year over year. And they didn't have to think about it. They didn't have to plan it. You send them an automated email. You signed up for package X. It includes this, 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 and this. We've already got your tickets. We got this. It's going to be on the nightstand for you, blah, 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 blah. Guys, it's simple and easy. And if you do 10 of those at $1,500, we're talking about an extra $15,000 at the end of the year in gross rental income. And all you did was set up a direct booking website, put a web page up, a landing page with 3 different packages, let them choose one, let them process their credit card right there online. You just offered it to them in addition to their rental when they signed up on Airbnb. You told your cleaning lady, hey, here's $100. Go and get all these things for me and leave them in the room for this guest. It's that simple and that easy, guys.
Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video,
I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Now, do I buy this property as a second home or do I buy it as an investment property? Well, guys, if you're going to use it, you might want to buy it as a second home. I'd say if you're going to use it 6 months out of the year, buy it as a second home. It's going to give you a cheaper interest rate, a lower down payment, but you can only rent it out 180 days out of the year. Now, if you're in the game to make money and you're not really going to use it, or you're going to use it just a few weekends or a few weeks out of the year, then you probably want to buy it as an investment property. It's going to be at least 20%, most likely 25% down. It's going to have a higher interest rate. The bank knows you're making money. They want to make money with you. And you can rent it out, 365 days a year. So you have no limits on renting it out. Now, if you buy it as a second home, it's got to be at least 75 miles from your primary residence. Additionally, you do have to occupy it at least 3 weeks out of the year. Now, remodeling your unit. Here's what investors do time and time again, guys. I see it all the time. I help investors do it. They use my contractors. It's so simple. It's so easy, and it applies to more than just oceanfront condos. It applies to real estate in general. People buy underperforming assets, properties, fix them up, and sell them. That's a fix and a flip. It's not rocket science. It's very logical. It's very simple. You buy a property that's ran down, you put some money into it, you sell it for more than you bought it for and more than the remodel cost. It's the same principle that you're doing here, except for you're just renting it out first for a few years while you hold it, and then you turn around and sell it. Now, you always want to buy the underperforming asset with the ugly carpet, the horrible countertops, the one that's ran down and looks disgusting. You want to buy that one. You want to put some money into it. I won't say always. If you're using financing and you can find one that's remodeled, it's most likely a smarter move. But for the most part, the strategy is simple. You buy an underperforming asset, you remodel it, and then you rent it out. You design it with all the top-notch design touches of the top 5% Airbnb properties, that are on the market. You make sure that you're better than all the competition. An accent wall with a fireplace and a mantle. You got popping, contrasting colors that catch people's eyes and attention on Airbnb. It has a very modern and a very trendy look. Listen, there's a game that you've got to play when you're attracting guests and rentals. You can't make the property look like whatever your tastes are and expect it to perform like a top 5%. You're catering to the masses. You're catering to a specific demographic, a specific audience. And there are key elements, like you want to have desk in the room for the kids. You want to have a little game station. You want to have a telescope by the balcony to drink wine and watch the stars. You want to advertise all that stuff in your listing. You want to have a coffee station for the mornings when they wake up. There's certain elements to this that really work, guys. And if you do it, you make great money. Yvonne, a client of mine, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. I can't stop talking about her. She bought an oceanfront condo for almost $600,000, a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom over at Ocean Reef. She remodeled it. She had it off the market for at least 2.5 months. When she bought the condo, it was making $104,400 in her first 12 months. Remember, she had it off the market for 2.5 months. So that means in less than 12 months, technically, 8.5 months, 9.5 months, whatever. Guess what? She made $140,000 in gross rental income and cleared $30,000 profit. She increased her gross rental income by $36,000 just her first year. She recouped the entire remodel plus some. Was it worth it to remodel the property? Absolutely. Is she already halfway there for a cash out refi? You better believe it. She's already improved the property. Now she's just got to wait a few years and let it appreciate and pull the money out of it, and she can go buy another one. Now, anyways, the point is the remodels work, guys. The top-notch products perform. It gets you winter rentals during the winter months. It makes you stand out and take market share, and you can charge a whole lot more money for a much larger and nicer condo that is in high demand. It's that simple and that easy. 1031 like-kind exchange, a very, very hot topic and one that many investors are interested in. Yes, you can do them with oceanfront condos. A 1031 exchange, named after Section 1031 of the IRS code, allows real estate investors to defer paying capital gains taxes when they sell an investment property, as long as they reinvest the proceeds into a like-kind property of equal or greater value within a specific time frame. The key rules include identifying the replacement property within 45 days and closing on it within 180 days of the sale. Now, this strategy helps investors grow their portfolios more efficiently by deferring taxes and leveraging their equity. But it requires careful planning and the use of a qualified intermediary to handle the transaction. Guys, I have a qualified intermediary for you that I would like to introduce to you to help facilitate your 1031 like-kind exchange. It's that simple and that easy. If you're interested in purchasing properties and you're concerned about capital gains tax, this is a viable strategy that many investors use to build wealth. Get in contact with me. It's 843-360-1737, and I can help you with that 1031 like-kind exchange. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories. Now let's talk through low HOAs versus high HOAs. Let's talk through special assessments and kind of the correlation and how this all plays out. Now, people, first-time investors generally want a low HOA resort because they feel like it's less risk. I'm going to completely debunk that for you in just a minute. So I had a client ask me, well, how do I avoid getting hit with a bunch of special assessments? And she was basically working through the understanding that when you have an HOA that has a super low fee, most likely they're not setting aside money in reserves. In fact, most likely they're probably not running the business portion of the HOA well. They're not building up a cushion in case things happen and they need to fix it. Now, generally the higher HOAs are at resorts that have healthy businesses, and they're collecting, instead of setting aside every month when you pay your HOA dues, they are collecting reserves. Now, those reserves will go to take care of, most likely, items that need to be fixed and are repaired on site. Now, would you rather pay $50 or $100 a month towards the reserves in your HOA payment, maybe even $150 a month? Or would you rather get hit with a $15,000 special assessment? In my opinion, it's smarter to pay it incrementally. It's not such a big blow. It's already accounted for, and they're setting money aside in the reserves so that they don't have to issue you a special assessment. With a lower HOA fee, they're going to issue you special assessments anytime something breaks or needs to be fixed. Is it better to have a low HOA fee and get hit with multiple assessments throughout the year or a few years in a row that eat through your profits, or just to go ahead and invest in a place that has a higher HOA fee that is putting aside money in reserves to take care of those things so that you don't have to have special assessments over and over and over again each and every year? So, in my opinion, it is more risk. In my opinion, it is more risk to purchase a lower tier oceanfront condo at a lower tier resort with lower HOA fees. It is because there's a lot more competition in the lower end of the market. Those smaller units, there's a huge supply of them. They don't appreciate as well, so there's nothing to really carry you through on the back. If you have a lean year or you get a bunch of special assessments or something hits you, there's nothing really to carry you through if you don't make a lot of profits. on the smaller oceanfront condos as opposed to the larger oceanfront condos that appreciate much better, and they can carry you through some of those lean years. Over the lifetime of the investment, you are still okay if you have a few years where you only make $5,000 profit, $10,000 profit, whatever, on those larger oceanfront condos, $15,000 profit on those leaner years, because they appreciate so well on the back end. It carries you through. You don't have that cushion with a smaller oceanfront condo. I ran numbers, I think it was over at the Dunes Village, on a guy, he was selling his condo. If he would have sold it as asking price, we're looking at $54,000 in appreciation while he owned that condo a year. That's substantial appreciation. As where the smaller oceanfront condos don't appreciate nearly as well, you'd be lucky to get $100,000. Or you'd be doing well at $100,000 appreciation for owning it, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, versus owning a larger oceanfront condo for 10 years and you're getting $300,000 in appreciation. So there's a lot more cushion in the appreciation aspect of it that's going to carry you overall. If you look at everything, the annual profits, and appreciation combined, if you look at both, there's a lot more cushion in those larger oceanfront condos. So, thinking through risk, people at low tier or resorts that are afraid of high HOA fees, and they think they justify it in their mind going, I'm taking less risk by buying something that's cheaper because it's less money out of pocket that I have to spend. Technically, they're positioning themselves to have the highest amount of competition, to have the lowest amount of hedge and appreciation, and to get hit with lots of special assessments. Because their HOA is not setting money aside in the reserve account. Now you tell me what sense that makes, buying a low-tier oceanfront condo with a low HOA fee, all because you're afraid to take on more risk. You're technically taking on more risk. All right, so if you have a 401k and you have retirement funds, but not enough to live off of, which many Americans are in that boat, because a 401k was never designed for you to retire off of. It was an account for executives to be able to stash away some extra cash, and it got turned into a quote-unquote retirement account. But there's generally, unless you have a ridiculous amount of money in that 401k, it's not going to be enough money for you to retire on. This is where Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos, real estate investing, comes into play. Because you've got money in your account that you can be putting in hard assets that generate great annual profits, that appreciate, and that give you tax write-offs. And that's going to happen a lot faster than what you can do in the stock market. Now, or even with bonds, or even with long-term rentals. Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos are one of the best investments in the market. Now, 401k non-recourse loans. A non-recourse loan against a 401k is used when purchasing real estate within the 401k itself, typically through a self-directed solo 401k plan. In this setup, the 401k account, not the individual, purchases the property, not the individual, not the person, but the 401k purchases the property. And a non-recourse loan is used because IRS rules prohibit personal guarantees on 401k owned investments. Now, a non-recourse loan means the lender can only seize the property if there's a default. They cannot go after the investor's personal assets or the rest of the 401k funds. Now, this allows investors to leverage their retirement funds to buy real estate while keeping the investment compliant with IRS rules. However, only the 401k benefits from the investment returns. The annual profits you're making, you can't touch. It's got to go back into the 401k. It can't go into your personal account. And strict rules around prohibited transactions must be followed to avoid penalties. Guys, I just helped a client purchase an oceanfront condo at Dunes Village, a place that is infamous for gross rental income in our market, with a 401k non-recourse loan. It's a very smart move, guys, and you should get started now building that nest egg up. Absolutely. If you do not have enough money to retire on because you're planning on living longer, because your lifestyle demands it, then you need to get in contact with me so that I can get you in contact, and you have a 401k, of course, so that I can get you in contact with a qualified person that can do a 401k non-recourse loan for you. My cell phone's 843-360-1737. Give me a call and let me help you out. Those retirement years could be a whole lot better, and you could be living in a lot more comfort if you had that extra $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in profit coming in passively from an asset like an oceanfront condo. Now guys, lots of people are concerned about HOAs. HOAs protect the appreciation aspect of your investment. You know, ultimately the HOA consists of people that own at that particular resort, and they don't want to pay any of those high HOA fees or any more fees than they have to pay. However, they have enough sense to know that if they don't maintain the property and take care of it well, that the property is going to lose value, and the tourists are not going to continue to rent that property any longer. If that happens, the money that you're counting on in appreciation at the end of the investment when you go to sell it is gone. And that's what you don't want. The appreciation is an excellent builder of wealth. Additionally, it serves as a hedge in case you don't do as well renting your property out. Now, of course, I don't want that for you. I don't expect that for you. If you follow the channel, then you're learning all the things to do. If we've had a few conversations, I'm telling you what to do. So HOAs protect the investment. They protect that appreciation aspect of your property. And when you go to resell it, you're going to be really happy that you had an HOA. Now, investors often are concerned about higher HOA fees. Well, most of the time, the best resorts have the highest HOA fees. They have higher HOA fees. You do not let the HOA fee determine where you invest your money. You let the upside, you let the gross rental income, you follow the money, you follow the cash. It's horrible to allow fear of not having enough and you're not going to be able to make the payment, you're afraid the HOA is too high, to be the determinant as to where you invest. You know, not everybody is successful at investing. A lot of people think that way. Fear is what's driving their decision. Fear is not a smart investment strategy. I wouldn't let it be in the driver's seat if I was you. And you can't. You got to look at the units that are top performing, and you've got to go to those resorts. You got to check out the inventory and the products that are currently on the market, and you've got to invest where you've got upside and potential, where you can make money, because the whole point of this is to make money. You don't invest in a place with a low HOA fee at a low tier resort that doesn't have a really strong brand name. A lot of people don't know about it, and hardly anyone wants to rent there. In my opinion, it's just not a smart strategy. Why would you cap yourself at a place, let's say that, you know, has units, they're making $30,000 a year gross income, when you could be at a place that's making $90,000 or $100,000 a year, and you're putting $30,000 a year in profit in your pocket, all because you weren't intimidated by an HOA fee. And by the way, the tourists that rent the condo pay the fees. And if you're doing it well, and you've watched the interview with Matt Freeze, at least one of them, he plainly said that he owns, you know, at the time I interviewed him, he owned 11 oceanfront condos. Guys, he plainly says, June, July, and August, he makes enough money on his condos to pay all the bills for the whole year. So what are you worried about? What are you afraid about? Don't let that HOA fee intimidate you and stop you. Invest where you can make money and build wealth. It requires risk to build wealth. That's how it works. Let's talk about doing a cash out refi. Guys, the real estate strategy using a cash out refinance involves pulling equity from your first investment property after it has appreciated in value or you've paid down the mortgage, and using those funds as a down payment for your next property. Now here's how it works. You buy your first property, you improve it or hold it over time, and once it gains enough equity, you refinance it for more than you currently owe. You take the difference in cash, tax deferred, and use it to buy your second property. You repeat the process, improve, refinance, reinvest, and you create a snowball effect of portfolio growth without needing to come up with new capital for each deal. Now, this method lets investors scale rapidly, but it requires good credit, strategic property selection, That's where I come in, and you got to get the property selection right, because if not, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're stifling that snowball effect. If you don't get this one right and it doesn't have solid financials, you might not get approval for the next condo or the cash out refi. Or anyways, the point is, you want to make sure you get the right property. Now, strong cash flow is going to be important, and discipline to avoid over leveraging. You do not want to over leverage. So guys, it's very simple and very easy. Lots of people buy oceanfront condos using a cash out refi, either on their primary residence. They'll pull, a few $100,000 out of their home. Of course, their mortgage goes up a little bit, $1,100, $1,200, depending upon how much money they pull out. And they purchase an oceanfront condo, or they do a cash out refi on the oceanfront condo that they bought their first one. It's that simple and that easy. It does create a snowball effect. Once you buy a property and improve it, and it appreciates, and you've paid down that mortgage, of course you're going to pull that cash out and buy another oceanfront condo. Well, you wait 3 or 4 more years. Now you've got 2 oceanfront condos that you can employ this same strategy with. You do it to both of them. Now you bought 2 more, and you have 4 oceanfront condos. Well, yes, you can do it again. 4 more years goes by. You improve properties. You pay out all those profits you're making on the oceanfront condo rentals into the mortgage, and guess what you do? You buy 4 now. Now you got 8 oceanfront condos. So it creates a snowball effect, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, that nest egg, allowing you to really build some substantial wealth over time. It's a very viable strategy. If you're interested in learning more about it, give me a call. It's 843-360-1737.
And now, it is the moment you have been waiting for, and one of the most exciting parts of the video. Let's break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. And then I'll give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability.
All right, guys, so let's work through a cash purchase scenario right here at the Tilghman Beach Racquet Club for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom oceanfront condo. That purchase price was $495,000. Now we've got your gross rental income projection at $70,000. Completely feasible, completely doable. I see 2 bedrooms making right at $60,000. It is not unreasonable to think that a 3-bedroom can make $70,000. To be honest with you, some of the best ones in the market make as much as about $110,000. Now, your Airbnb platform fee was 3% of the gross rental income. That's $2,100. That's 3% of that $70,000. Now, if you take $2,100 from the $70,000, you are left with a subtotal of $67,900. Your property taxes in 2024 on this unit were $4,032.13. That is for the year, not for the month. Now, your excise tax, $553. Essentially, you are going to have a business license to own and operate a short-term vacation rental property in North Myrtle Beach. They're going to charge you for use of police services and fire department services to the tune of $553. It's all based off of gross rental income. It's a $145 base fee for your first $2,000 in gross rental income, and it's $6 for every $1,000 after that you make in gross rental income. Brings you to $553. Now, your local hospitality and accommodations tax, that's going to be 1.5% to the city of North Myrtle Beach and 1.5% to Horry County. That's 3% total of your gross rental income. HO6 insurance, it's a $1,000 policy. Now, it's not included in your HOA fee. I do recommend that you get an HO6 policy that covers lost gross rental income. In case, the resort does construction on your floor and has to shut it down during those winter months, you still want to be able to file that HO6 insurance and collect rental income on your unit if it's shut down for any reason. Now, electricity, $2,400. I've got you at $200 a month for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit. Very, very simple. It's not included in your HOA fee. As with internet and pest control is included in your HOA fee. Now, your subtotal, your operating expense subtotal there is $23,141.13. If you take that $23,141.13 from that $67,900, yes, you are left with a projected profitability of as much as $44,758.87. Now, that's a cash-on-cash return of 9% on your money. You're putting in $495, you're getting out $44,758.87. I did not include cleaning cost because that's going to pass through to your guest. And most likely you're going to turn a profit off of cleaning cost. Let's say, for example, your cleaning lady charges you $150 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom cleaning. You're going to charge your guest $200. You're going to pocket $50 every time you turn over that unit for cleaning. I also did not include personal property taxes. If you have an investment property in the state of South Carolina, they are going to charge you personal property taxes on your furnishings. It's going to be $500, $600. It's marginal. I didn't include it here. Finally, your HO6 policy, of course, is not going to be included in that HOA fee. And your HOA fee per month does come out to a whopping $1,088 per month, which in all honesty is really not bad. Generally, it's the higher HOA fee resorts that make the most money and have the best on-site amenities and the healthiest HOAs. I know where you can make great money in the real estate market. It's right here in North Myrtle Beach at the Tilghman. It's short-term vacation rentals. Not in long-term rentals, you just don't have the upside. In commercial properties, you do have the upside, but generally the price point is a lot higher. And then in the stock market, I don't know. Can you put $495,000 in the stock market this year and walk away with $44,758 if you're an amateur? If it's not your livelihood and your profession, I think there's a slim chance that you'll be able to do that. But consistent and reliable rentals happen in the Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach market each and every year. Oceanfront condos have been going on since the 1930s in our market. This is nothing new, and lots of investors, lots of clients of mine do really, really well renting out their oceanfront condos. So I know where you can put your money and get a great return, also get great tax benefits, also get to use it with your family. Oceanfront condos right here in North Myrtle Beach. Now let's work through a financing scenario purchase right here at the Tilghman for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Guys, that purchase price was $495. The down payment was 25% of the purchase price at $123,750. Your gross rental income projection was $70,000. Your Airbnb platform fee was $2,100. Again, if you take that $2,100 from the $70,000 you made renting the unit out, you are left with $67,900. Your principal and interest was $29,628. That does assume a 30-year fixed rate mortgage with a 7% interest rate. Your property taxes were $4,032.13. Your excise tax was $553. Local hospitality and accommodations tax $2,100. HO6 insurance $1,000. Electricity $2,400. And then annualized HOA dues were $13,056. That brings you to an operating expense subtotal of $52,769.13. If you take that $52,000 away from the subtotal up top of $67,900, you are left with a projected profitability of as much as $15,130.87. Now, guys, of course, interest rates are subject to change. That's always part of the deal. Again, electricity is not included. That's why it's included here in your breakdown. I got you at $2,400 for the year. It's $200 a month. Internet and pest control, however, are included in your HOA fee. Now, that cash-on-cash return is 12%. It is higher than if you were purchasing with all cash. That's because you only have $123,750 in this deal. Less money in, you're getting back $15,000 a year. Cash-on-cash return is higher. It's positive leverage. I know exactly where you can put your money and use the bank's money to make great money, and that's right here in North Myrtle Beach at the Tilghman Beach and Racquet Club. All right, so let's work through your depreciation right here at the Tilghman Beach and Racquet Club. Guys, that purchase price was $495. Your depreciation, the IRS allows you for residential real estate 27.5 years worth of useful life. So if you take your purchase price at $495, you divide it by that 27.5 years, that gives you a taxable income deduction of $18,000 a year. So in other words, you can make $18,000 a year that you're not going to be paying taxes on each and every year due to a write-off for owning and operating a short-term vacation rental property in North Myrtle Beach. Now, they give you these write-offs for two reasons. Depreciation is known as wear and tear. That's people using the property, and they're going to put wear and tear on it. Additionally, there's something called economic obsolescence. And essentially, when newer oceanfront condo resorts hit the market, newer condos hit the market, the older ones lose value. So they give you a write-off for economic obsolescence. Now, additionally, you want to look into something called a cost segregation study. Now, that is where you accelerate depreciation on the property in a given year. So instead of writing it off using the straight line method over 27.5 years, you're going to accelerate and maybe take a $40,000, a $50,000 deduction in your first or second year owning and operating this property by doing a cost segregation study. Now, you do have to have a CPA that specializes in cost segregation studies. If you're interested in one, you can have my CPA, 843-360-1737, and I'll be sure to introduce you to her. Now, I want to give you an example. Yvonne, first-year oceanfront condo investor, purchased a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, did a cost segregation study on it, and received a tax refund her first year of $34,000. It is a very, very viable strategy. So you got annual profits, you got appreciation, and you have tax write-offs, plus you get to use the unit and save on your vacation expenses. That's a pretty big win to me right here in North Myrtle Beach at the Tilghman Beach and Racquet Club. Now you're probably wanting to know, what are the top 5 oceanfront condo resorts in Myrtle Beach, or in the market period? Well, in the market period, I found one at Sea Marsh last year. The place only has one pool. It's not like a super nice place, but the guy had the right design elements on the unit. He made $90,000 in gross rental income on his unit. In my estimation, he cleared $24,000 profit. He's just got a well-designed unit, you know, and the place is standard. It doesn't have major amenities, doesn't have crazy draws. It's got an $847 a month HOA, a low HOA, but guess what? He crushed it because of the design element on the unit. It's that simple and that easy, guys. Nothing special, nothing hidden. Sea Marsh, it's up there. Ocean Reef, Yvonne, she's up there. 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. Caribbean, 1-bedroom, made $72,000 in gross rental income. Let me see here. Dunes Village, by far, absolutely. The majority of their units consistently outperform the rest of the market. Their ocean view units perform better than probably most oceanfront units elsewhere because they have an indoor water park and you can rent the unit out 12 months out of the year due to that indoor water park. It is a sustainable competitive advantage. Dunes Village continues to be one of the top performers in the market. I found a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom that made $103,000 over there. Definitely killing it. I found a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. It's under contract now. Made $124,000. I mean, like, Dunes Village, definitely. Finally, I'd say Oceans 1 or Resort. I found a unit over there, a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom that made $109,000. Yes, Oceans 1 over in the south end of the beach. I know a lot of investors are skeptical about it, but guys, people are making money there to the tune of $109,000. We're talking, you know, $29,000 profit. So that's my top 5. If you want to know more, get in contact with me, have a conversation with me, call me, guys. I really enjoy hearing from you guys. It's 843-360-1737. Send me a text message, shoot me an email, jump on a live Zoom call with me, ask me your questions, and let's get you somewhere into this investing game that you really want to be in, building wealth and securing a great future for you and your family. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories.